Matt and Buffy Payne are a couple driven by purpose. Through their nonprofit, Outer Circle Foundation, and faith-based organizations like Few and Dudes, their mission is clear: to spark positive change, empower others, and build a better world, one connection at a time. She is Chick. He is Dude. Welcome to the Chicken Dude Stuff podcast.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Chick
and Dude
Stuff. And stuff. Anyway. So today we are very fortunate to have Robert with us. Robert actually met Whitney and Julie at one of the Paulding County Chamber events, and they came to us and said, "Man, you gotta get Robert on the show. Love to have Robert on. Think he'd be a great addition." So, Robert, thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk to us today. Really appreciate you being here.
So who is Robert? Robert, who are you?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to thank both of you for having me on today. I really appreciate the opportunity. My name is Robert. I go by Rob Newbill. Originally from Northern California. I grew up just outside of Chico. And I enlisted in the Army out of high school. So that was 1995 for me. I did that for a couple years, and at some point I applied to West Point and got accepted. I went through what's called the prep school. So it's just a way to get folks that are that have been out of school for a couple years reacquainted with academics, and especially the rigor that they'll be subject to at one of the military academies. So I did that at Fort Monmouth, New Jersey for a year, went to West Point, graduated in 2002, and then I became an infantry officer. And then moved on to Fort Bragg. Got engaged at some point in there. My wife and I got married very quickly after arriving at Fort Bragg, and then I deployed for about 9 months. So, moving along our career, lots of moves, lots of different places around the country. We had 3 children along the way. Lily and Ella are both at the University of North Georgia right now. Samuel is in 8th grade, and my wife, Jara, teaches math at Crossroads Middle School here in Paulding County. I retired from the Army in 2019. Just kind of got to a point where I wanted some stability for my family. I didn't think physically that I was able to keep up and do the things that I wanted to do in the military. I wasn't 100% certain what else I wanted to do, but I knew that I didn't feel like I was cutting it, or at least meeting my own standard in the Army. So I retired in 2019, started working as a project manager for a construction company, which is what brought me to the Dallas area, or to the Atlanta area. And I did that for a couple of years. COVID had an impact on the projects we were doing, so I was spending a lot of time away from home down on the Gulf Coast. Mm-hmm. And I quit that job and found an opportunity to teach high school JROTC. I did that for 3 years. And this past summer, I just came to a point where I wanted to step out and try to do something on my own. And so for about this last 6 months, I've been going through the process of starting a company, and I'm in talks with a couple franchisors now, and I hope toward the beginning of next year, I'll be standing up a new company here that provides some service to Paulding County.
Cool. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Cool. Yeah. So when you were in the Army, what units did you serve with?
I served with, when I was enlisted, I was at Fort Hood, Texas, so 1st Cavalry Division. I was a platoon leader, rifle platoon leader with the 82nd Airborne Division. I commanded a company and did some other jobs in the 25th Infantry Division out in Hawaii. And then I did some administrative jobs with 25th Infantry Division's Airborne Unit in Alaska. I was a battalion executive officer and an operations officer. And I finished up doing some staff jobs at the United States Military Academy, West Point.
Cool. What'd you think of West Point? What was it like going from an enlisted guy and then showing up at the academy and going through that after, everything that you had done with basic training and all that?
Right. So the military stuff at that point, I understood and knew how to do all of that. So there was a little bit of, it was a little strange to have kids in some cases, or not kids, but younger people than me telling me what to do and telling me how to do things that I already knew how to do. But that wasn't, I think by that point I was 19 or 20 years old, and I recognized how amazing this opportunity was. So I didn't mind that so much. The academic part of it was pretty tough for me.
Yeah.
I've always been really good at math. But man, I struggled in those classes. There's some pretty tough classes that you just have to go through, and the curriculum and the schedule is pretty intense. And you learn quickly that you really have to find others that are going to support you. I know we don't think about it in that way, I think, when you're a young person, but I recognize that now, and I know how important it is to me now and as it was then. So the academic part was a struggle for me, but the military and physical part were things that I did pretty well, and I really enjoyed the overall experience. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. We worked really close with LaWanda Hallman, and she did a lot of work up there. She retired as a colonel, and now is doing some work with she helps like junior ROTC with protocol and like when they go to balls and different things, and kind of how they present themselves and how they sit and how they talk to people. And it's really interesting when we had that conversation with her, because it's stuff you just don't think about, when you go through that.
Until you're in that situation, then you're like, man, am I doing something wrong? Are people looking at me?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what was it like in Alaska? Did you like it?
Oh, we loved it. Yeah. And I think one of the best parts about the Army for me was the opportunity to take my family to all the different places we lived in Hawaii, the DC area, Alaska. But Alaska is absolutely beautiful. We lived right outside of Anchorage. The mountains are. Have you all been to Alaska?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's beautiful. Got to go on some pretty cool. I got to do some fun stuff in the Army. But I got to take the family out and see some things that you just can't see in other parts of, like glaciers, like walking on glaciers, and seeing reindeer and caribou and all those different things. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed our time in Alaska.
That's awesome.
Right.
So it sounds like you've been to a lot of states. What's a state you've not been to that you want to go see?
I think the only state that we haven't been to at this point, not all the kids have been to as many as I have and my wife, but I think the only state we haven't been to is or that I haven't been to is Maine. I think that's the only one.
Okay.
I haven't been to any of the territories, so we did honeymoon in the Virgin Islands, but I haven't been to Puerto Rico and I haven't been to Samoa. So I'd love to get out and see those other places, especially Maine. I think that's just it's got to be beautiful up there.
It is. It absolutely is.
It's interesting you talk about Samoa. We have a neighbor who's Samoan, and we invited him to Thanksgiving, he and his family, to our Thanksgiving, and they invited us to theirs, which was on Friday. And the Samoan culture is eat until you're sleepy, sleep until you're hungry. And that's the way they are. It goes
rotation.
Yep. It's just the way it goes.
I love it. Yeah.
2 days of eating with these.
That sounds like an amazing couple days.
A lot of food.
So, all right. So you transition. What was your transition like? How did it go for you?
Out of the
Um,
military?
yeah.
Yeah, I still think in a lot of ways that it's ongoing. I mean,
Hmm.
until I feel like I'm in a place where where I'm able to contribute, provide stability, provide some sort of service to other people. I don't think that's complete yet. So I think it's ongoing. Um, but and I was actually thinking about this morning. Um, it's tough. It's by far the hardest thing that I've ever had to do, and it's like the most difficult military operation. But you have no support. Well, you
Hmm.
do have support, but you don't have the military support that you were used to.
Right.
And it's like you start this mission, and yeah, you don't have all the things around you that became so familiar for me for 24 years. I had this structure and these people, and the jobs and locations changed, but there was so much else that was very, very familiar.
Hmm.
And I don't know, for a while when I was doing the construction thing, I felt like I just felt like an imposter. I felt like I was trying to dress the way they were dressing, and I just didn't feel like that was where I belonged.
Hmm.
Um, and so I experienced that. Leaving that job was a big, significant moment for me because I'd never quit. I never quit a job. I had some jobs when I was in high school. I worked on a big ranch. My dad ran cattle on a ranch. We didn't
Hmm.
own the ranch, but it was a 20,000 acre ranch in Northern California, and so having a free run of that kind of territory was an 18-year-old's dream.
Yeah.
And but it's just it's a tough thing to kind of figure out where you belong and what your purpose is. My
Yeah.
grandfather is 96, I think, 96 or 97. And he always tells me every time I see him, he's like, Robert, you gotta have your purpose. You gotta know your purpose. And so that's something I feel like I've been working on for like the last 6 years. And I've done some things I feel like that, provide, I've done some positive things. I think I made some positive impacts, especially when I was teaching high school JROTC. I think I was able to do some good things there. Um, but I just don't feel like I found that long-term steady purpose that I've been searching for since I got out. So that's kind of how the transition is going.
Yeah. Do you think that the next kind of franchise or business opportunity or entrepreneurship endeavor
Mm-hmm.
will fulfill that?
I sure hope so. I sure hope so. I mean, those, the aspect of giving back to the community, and not necessarily giving back to the community, but providing a service that is needed to the
Hmm.
community. That's very important to me. And I'm looking at one of the two opportunities that I'm looking at. I think certainly does that. And I
Hmm.
think there's a need for the type of service that they provide. And um, I've been very fortunate. I've been able to talk with some folks at the Chamber of Commerce and
Hmm.
connecting with other people in the community that that seem to agree. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm very optimistic. I'm excited, like I haven't been in a very long time, and I'm really looking forward to taking these next steps.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, that's often the struggle, right? Is regardless of whether you're a first responder or you're a military veteran and you're transitioning, is how do you find that mission, purpose, value add
Yeah,
back to whatever it is, right?
right.
Whatever that looks like. And, when we have people that come to us from a transition standpoint, we spend a lot of time on not only, we have some guys that just, I need a job and I need it now. And, our counsel to them is when you do that, you are going to be miserable in 6 months because you've put no thought in where you're going and what you're doing.
Right.
And, there's a lot of what you are going into is nothing that you have known for however long you have been in the military or been a first responder.
Right.
It is a totally different dynamic, as you know, right?
Yeah. The culture is the biggest, was by far the biggest thing, the biggest difference that I noticed immediately. And I think that's probably true of everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are your two kids in North Georgia University setting?
Yeah. Yeah. Your girls up in North Georgia, what are they studying?
Oh, so Lily is, she's a junior. She just started her junior year. Actually, just finished up her first semester of her junior year. She's on a teaching track. She's wanted to be a teacher for a very long time, and I couldn't be more proud of her. She just finished up a semester of student teaching, which they have integrated into the curriculum, which I think is amazing, because how terrible would it be if you go to school to be a teacher and you don't get in front of a classroom until you graduate? You're like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? But yeah, Lily's doing great. Ella is a freshman and she's studying finance. I did my very best to encourage my daughters to do something with the military, and it's just not something that they're interested in. I love that the experience they've had growing up and the different parts of the country and different aspects of the United States that they've been able to experience in their young lives. So I'm fully supportive and excited for their futures, no matter what they do. But yeah, they're loving life at UNG right now.
That's awesome. What about the 8th grader?
Sam loves lacrosse. He just picked that up last spring, so really he hasn't even been playing for a full year yet. But he's done really well. We were very fortunate after just one season at the middle school level. He made it to a travel team based out of Woodstock. And we love the coaching that they have. Shout out to the Atlanta Kings. Really great coaching, really great purposeful owners, and just a really good program. So he's grown a lot since he started playing with them, and then along with his middle school program. And yeah, that's what keeps us busy. We've gone from JROTC Raider parents, where we're doing these going to these competitions that they have, to cheer parents for my younger daughter, and now we're full on lacrosse parents.
That's great. Do you think he'll end up in the military?
I don't know. I mean, it's same as with my daughters. I mean, I'd love to see Samuel. I think Samuel would love a service academy experience. I think that would be amazing for him. But whatever he decides to do, I just want him to be happy. I want him to understand what his purpose is, and I want him to find a way to give back, to give back as much or more than you receive from the community. I think that's the goal. Yeah.
And junior ROTC, were you up at North Paulding? Is that where you were?
No, I actually taught at Gordon Central in Gordon County for a little under a year, and then I taught at South Paulding High School for 2 years.
Oh, down with Maurice.
South Paulding got me closer to home.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. We, from an outer circle perspective, South Atlanta High School has been our junior ROTC since day one. And we're getting ready to do a couple of different things with them and go down and really get involved with their program and kind of see how we can be mentors and just get a little bit more involved with the students and bring in a little different perspective and offer the program we don't really know what it's going to look like, but
Mhm.
Captain Bonner down there and the junior ROTC leadership are really excited to have us as a partner to come in, and we are really excited because the kids are fantastic.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are,
They're very inquisitive.
yeah, yeah.
Well, let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Awesome.
I think that's amazing, and I'm
Awesome.
glad to hear you
Yeah.
guys are doing something like that.
Yeah, no, we would love that. We want to bring all of our different board members in, so each person can talk about their career and what they've done and how they've got to where they are. Just to
Yeah.
give the students a wide range of career paths and opportunities out there.
Right.
So having you come in to share your story, and by the time then we'll know what this magical franchise is.
Yeah. There you go.
And how you're changing the world in Paulding County. So
Yeah.
to be able to share that story would be fabulous.
That would be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. I'd really enjoy that. Yeah. I would tell my students, you got 3 options after you graduate. You can go into the military or some other service line of work. You can go to school, whether it's trade school, 2-year, 4-year college, or you're a burden on somebody. And that's a hard way to put it when you're talking to high school students, but it's the truth. If you don't have a plan, you're either going to make a quick decision and in 6 months you're going to regret it or have to make another decision, or you're going to have a plan and you're going to, there's nothing saying, like, certainly my plan changed a lot throughout the years when I was younger. But you got to have a plan when you start. You have to start with a plan.
Agreed.
And there's so many different aspects, so many different layers within, education or workforce, and some really great opportunities out there. But you got to be willing to look a little bit.
Yeah. Do you golf, Robert?
Not well. I'll swing a club, sure. But, yeah.
So, and the reason I ask is spring through fall, we get together at City Club of Marietta on Monday nights, and there's a whole group of us PTSD guys that get together. And Dave Windsor at the Georgia State Golf Association helps and organizes things. So they pick up half the cost, and then it only costs us $15 to play 9 holes. And it's a great group of guys. There's PGA instructors that are there, and they help you with swing and course management and things like that. And then if you don't know of the PGA Hope program, that's another fantastic program. And they'll run that at Cobblestone or Bobby Jones or a couple of different courses. It's an 8-week program. It's 2 or 3 hours 1 day a week. And I went through with 12 guys, and we had 6 PGA professionals. So it was 1 to 2. Wow. And they take guys that have never played golf before. And I say guys, but I mean men and women. Right? Yeah, so whether you've never played golf before, or, we had some guys that, some people that were really, really good. And but they're there to just help and help you along. And you go from, this is the way you hold a club, all the way until about the 2nd week. And then you're playing a round of golf every single day, every week there with the pros. And, they're with you and playing golf. So it's a really, really good program.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. I'd love to join you guys.
Yeah. What is there anything that you need? How are you doing VA benefits? I mean, do you need any help there? Is there?
No.
Sometimes that's a struggle with guys.
Yeah. Oh, it's big struggle. But I made my way through that.
Okay.
And and I've encouraged some of my good friends to follow up, and they've been successful in their efforts. I'm glad you guys talk about that, because I think it's so important. For a while, whenever I talk to somebody and find out that they had been in the military, no matter how long, I would always ask them, have you ever filed
Yep.
to get your VA benefits, regardless of what they are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't really put a finger on anything in particular. Maybe once I make a few decisions, I can reach back out to you guys and figure out a way that you may be able to support whatever it is I'm starting up at the beginning of next year.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a little bit before we came on the show, and the beauty of this show is we go in with no questions, and a lot of the people that we know, some we know, like Sheriff Henson, we've known him for
Right.
a bit, and Chris Gardner we've known a little bit, but
Two great
there's other
interviews,
people.
by the way. Those were awesome.
Yeah, Phil, thank you. But we had the conversation earlier on about kind of the world and life, and kind of where society is today. And I think you are spot on with the mission of bringing purpose and value and giving back, and I know you used the word give back, and then you were like, but it's really not giving back, but it's making impact and giving a service, and being there for people that need something that you are going to provide, right? Whether it's a donated service like a nonprofit, or it's a paid for service, but it's a service that they need, and that's kind of how the effort to make Paulding County a better place. As you see what the chamber's doing, and the Board of Commissioners with Tim Estes, and a variety of different people are doing. Right.
Yeah, I think we all have to do our part. And one of the comments you made, it's so true. It's so true. Technology is a blessing and a curse. And if we allow ourselves to be consumed by it, we're just overwhelmed with the amount of negativity that's out there. I mean, I don't think that things are that much worse in reality. I just think that we're exposed and bombarded with all of these stories. I mean, things would happen across the country 40 years ago, and you wouldn't know about it. Until it made it to you a few days later, and by then it was something that had happened, not something that's ongoing. So, man, just making the conscious decision to put that stuff down, and being present is, I think, the first step. And then looking for those opportunities to, no matter how big or small, make a positive difference in someone else's life. I think that's super important.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the key point. And we were talking about it yesterday at the venue, was being present, right? Is being there, and just,
not being attached to a device, but be with the people that are around you.
Yeah. And it's so hard with the kids, and everything. And it's good and it's bad, like you said. It's great that I can get my kids, but then when you're with them sometimes, right, it's that leash.
That's right.
Sitting in front of you and on their phone.
Yeah. That leash that's there. Yeah. So when you think of kind of, all right, let's go here.
Okay.
You're going to have a movie that is written about the life of Rob. Who is going to play you, and why?
A movie about me? Oh man. I don't know that anybody would want to come see that movie.
It could be a good comedy.
Why not Bradley Cooper? I mean, he's a good looking guy.
Yep.
Like, why not go big? I like Bradley Cooper. Seems like a good guy. Chris Pratt is another one that sticks out. Gosh, I think that I think my storyline, like I'm thinking about my life in terms of a movie. I think the big part's coming, and I
Yep.
don't know. Like I've had so many great experiences and been able to do so many really interesting and exciting things, and I've had the privilege of taking my family along the road to many of those things. But I feel like there's something else down the road, and I can't visualize it yet. I don't know what it is, but something's coming. So maybe we'll hold off on the movie script development for a few more years, and then we'll give Bradley or Chris a call and see if their schedules are free.
That's awesome.
So I will tell you this. In August, we took 12 veterans fishing, and we went up to Lake Notley. And we run a 12-week reboot trauma recovery program. And it's built in biblical principles, right? So it's a faith-based, and it's not churchy or preachy, but you know, there's biblical principles in there with everything that we're talking about. And we went up Friday afternoon. Friday night, we did a chapter on trauma, what trauma is, the different types of trauma, how it impacts the body. Saturday, every veteran had their own boat, their own professional fishermen, and they fished as long as they wanted. And these guys were fishing for 50-pound striper, like trophy fishing up on Lake Notley. Then Saturday night, we did a chapter on moral injury. And, you know, what that means is injury to the soul. It's not just the trauma. Sometimes it goes deeper than that. And what does that mean? And how can that impact you? And then Sunday morning after breakfast, everybody departed. We are going to do that again in kind of April, May timeframe. Would love to have you come and join us. And we have everything donated. It's no cost to you. It just come up. The Buff has an army of people that come up, and its food is fantastic. We get these Airbnbs right on the lake, and yeah, we get 12 guys together. And this time we had truly 12 guys. We did not have any women that we had the opportunity to bring up, but if we do, but would love to have you, you know, for this one coming up, if it's something that would fit your calendar and schedule.
Yeah, I'll have to see where I'm at in January, but man, I would love to do that. I did Camp Southern Grey. I did their Warrior Week a few years back. And then I also went through the Shepherd Center's program for post-traumatic stress. They call it SHARE. Wonderful program. I did that after I kind of between the construction job and the high school JROTC job. And just two incredible opportunities to just sort of take a pause and think about what matters in life. And for me, it's my faith and family. For everybody, it's something. But what are the things that matter most to you, and how do you live a life to, you know, and how do you deal with these things that have happened either in the military or as a young person, and address those so that you can be your best for those things that matter most to you. So yeah, I would love to take you up on the opportunity to join you on that trip. That sounds like it's incredible.
It is awesome.
Yeah, we partner with Share, and we actually had 4 of their guys with us
cool.
on this last trip. Yeah, so we'll have more of their people on the next trip as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so we partner with a whole variety of organizations out there to make sure that, one, if we can't do the service, then we can hand off that person to someone who does it really well. Or if they can't do it, then they know they can send them to us and we do it really well. So the partnership is always, the network and the partnership are always critical elements of, you know, in this space, as you know, right?
Yeah,
across the board.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what you got?
What's I got?
Closing question?
Closing question. Where do you and your wife attend church?
I'm sorry?
Where do you and your wife attend church?
Crossroads City Church in Cartersville.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. What's that?
Very, very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
we love it. Great church community, and it's awesome. We feel like we were going home when we went there. That's one
great.
of the most challenging parts of moving around as often as we have, is finding those things that help you stay grounded and make you feel like you're a part of the community. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
But that's been a good spot for us.
Rob, thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure. We will definitely love to have you back once you get your franchise going and business up and running. But I'm sure everybody's listening is going, "Ooh, what's coming? What's coming?" And we want to hear this. So we will definitely have you back. But thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Yes, thank you both so much for having me. I really enjoyed this, and I look forward to getting together again.